Good morning, everyone. I'm going to get started with today's webinar. For those of you who I have not met yet, my name is Danielle Pasilico, and I am the Regional Education Manager for the Palm Beach and Southwest Florida regions. And today we are going to be covering InTouch Pro. So whether or not you guys have gone pro yet or are considering going to pro, hopefully we'll cover the majority of the awesome features and benefits it has for you guys today. Now, before I get started, I do want to mention this quick disclaimer here. Companies' materials, programs, or meetings that are not for compliance purposes are optional for your use as an independent sales associate affiliated with the company. Your use is not required for your continued affiliation with our company. All right, just want to give you guys a quick little snapshot about what I'm going to be going through this morning, the difference between the Pro versus the base model of InTouch. So InTouch Pro is $175 a year. You get a bunch of stuff, though, when you do upgrade to Pro. So you guys may be familiar with some of these things, or maybe you just joined and you haven't really utilized it yet. I'm going to go through all these things for you today. Some of the benefits you're going to get is a custom domain name, a URL for your InTouch Pro website with a matching email address. So if you are not a Pro user, it's firstname.lastname.cbintouch.com. That's your website name. But if you go Pro, you can choose a domain name. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. You also get 3 website custom pages. You get more website theme selections and photos. The Market Insider Report. I'm going to be going through all these in detail. Up to 100 single property websites. You can track the activity of your registered visitors. The recommendation button, a performance evaluator, which tracks website traffic, where it's coming from and driving it to your site, an opportunity to purchase buyer and seller leads, and a few more things I'm going to go over today as well. But these are the big ones and my most favorite, so I want to bring these all to your attention here. First thing I'm going to bring you guys to this morning is right to my website, which is daniellepasilico.com. And that's because when I went Pro, like I said, you can choose a custom domain name for your website. A couple of ways to go about that. You can, when you hit upgrade in the Homebase InTouch back office there, it will take you through the steps on how you upgrade, and one of the questions is going to be, what would you like your domain name to be? So before you actually go Pro, think about that a little bit so you're not feeling rushed and trying to pick something at the last minute. I had a bunch that I was looking for and they weren't available. So I just went simple and went daniellepasilico.com. But if you found something like daniellesellsfl.com or something real estate related, you guys can look for those too. If you have Market Leader, when you pay the $175, Market Leader will go out there and purchase that domain name for you, so you don't have to pay anything additional for that. But just want to mention, when that happens, then Market Leader owns that domain name. So if you would like to own your own domain name, I would suggest going out to sites like GoDaddy or something like that, where you can purchase your own domain name for $10 or $20 a year, and then you can match that with your InTouch Pro account. So just a little piece of advice there. If you do want to own your own domain name, I would suggest just purchasing that separately for a minimal fee. You also get a matching email address. So I'll just go into my back office account right here so you guys can see what that looks like. By the way, if you want to know what your website address, if you haven't gone Pro yet, or what your CRM email address is, if you go into InTouch Dashboard right off of the NRT Gateway, I just clicked on Dashboard right there to get to my NRT Gateway. Right next to your name, there's a little drop down there, and I'm going to go to my account. So you'll see here in my account my website name, daniellepasilico.com. If you have not gone Pro, again, you're going to see your first name, last name.cbintouch.com. And my CRM email is dp@daniellepasilico.com, and I was able to choose that when I went Pro. So that first feature there is the custom website domain name and matching email address, which is pretty cool. All right. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the 3 website custom pages that will appear on your InTouch website. Let me go back over to my website here. All right, so you guys will see, if you're not pro yet, you will see a couple of different tabs, or maybe less tabs than I see here across my website. You have the home tab, you have the search tab, the sell tab. Some of the things you are not going to see is the Market Insider and blog and smart home. That's because I added that custom page to my website. And as a pro, you can add up to 3 specialty custom pages right on your website. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. You guys can make it anything you want, really. So I'm going to go back over to my home base back office here. And if you go over and, again, click the little drop down by your name, instead of clicking on my account, I'm going to click on website. As you can see, there's a bunch of things that pop up here on the left-hand side that have little pro labels next to them. We'll go over those today. But if I wanted to add a custom page to my website, I would just click on this Pages button on the left-hand side. And instead of selecting a page name here, I mean, these are all the tabs that I already have, you can click on Add New Page. It has a little pro feature next to here. If you're not a pro, I don't believe you will see that little button that says Add New Page. And then you name your page. Today, a video came across my desk that Coldwell Banker posted talking about millennial home buyers and their actions and what they're looking for. I thought it was a pretty cool video. So I figured I'd bring that to your guys' attention and add it as a page to my website. You do have to keep the name of your page 15 characters or less, and you can't have any special characters. So I'm typically exclamation point happy, which it tells me I can't do that here. So no parentheses or anything like that. So if I want to say today's buyers, for example, we'll label that today's buyers, and I can click Save. It will pop up a box for you to add content to your page. Notice this little Publish button right here. You can make changes to this page a million times before hitting that Publish button. It won't be live on your page. You have to actually hit that Publish button when you're finished in order to make that live. So you can make changes up, as much as you want. So you can edit content to your page. So who are today's buyers? And then I found this video on millennials. I'll just pull it up and show you guys how to add video to your sites, which is going to help increase your SEO, which is your search engine optimization. So I just pulled this video from YouTube. It was posted by Coldwell Banker, how to make your home more attractive to millennial buyers. And I'm going to leave this up on my website after this. So if you guys want to check it out, it's a pretty cool video, actually. It's not long, about 3 minutes. So when you pull a video on YouTube that you want to put to your website, you're going to have to click Share. And when you click Share under the video, what you're going to need to do is click Embed, because we're going to embed it right on our website so someone can actually watch the video right on our website and not be taken out of there. So when you click on Embed, you can copy this URL right here. Then I'm going to go back to my page, and there's this little source code button right here. So when you click on this source code button, this is how you add videos using this source code. When you click on source code, this is where you're going to paste that URL. And then when you hit OK, the video will pop right up in your website. So when someone goes to play, goes to my website and they click on that, they can play it right on my website. There are instructions on how to add video in CB Florida under the InTouch materials if you guys want to go back and do that later on. But what you're going to need to do again is share from YouTube, click Embed. A lot of people miss that step and they highlight this URL here. We don't want that. We want the embed. We want to copy this one. And that's what we're going to be putting into our website page here. So I'm going to go down and save this. By the way, you can always add an SEO title and a meta description This is what's going to be popping up on Google, and it will help people find your web page. So read these little blurbs here next to SEO and meta description if you want to learn more about what those are. But I'm going to hit save here. All right, and I see your questions coming over, and don't worry, I will get to those at the end of our session here. So bear with me, guys, and I will get to those right at the end. All right, so that's how you add a web page. I should say once you save that, though, it's going to be a draft. You are going to have to hit publish. I might as well publish it right now anyway. So that when I go back to my website here, I'm going to refresh it. And now I have my Today's Buyer tab right here. So people will be able to click on that and go right to the video. All right. All right, I'm going to go back into my back office here and show you guys the next feature of InTouch Pro is that you actually have more website theme selections. So the way your website looks could be different than everyone else's that have not gone pro. To find that theme selection, again, I'm just going to hover over this little drop down by my name on the dashboard. I'm going to click on website, and it's going to bring me to my website page here. Theme, that's the first thing down under appearance, the first link down here. You're going to be able to select your theme or your website theme. I chose Bungalow. I think it looks great. And on the right-hand side, it will tell you what that theme is all about. So Bungalow is an agent-focused theme to help promote your brand. As you click through some of these, it will show you the differences. As a base user, I believe you get 2 themes at this point, and as a pro, we have up to 4 for you guys. Another example here, Villa uses a simple masthead and a polished, responsive layout. Let's see, Rambler. Rambler, I believe, is the base model theme. And Tudor. So you guys can go through and choose which theme looks the best. I liked Bungalow. I thought that had a nice look to it. It has a nice dark bar at the top. And also, by the way, you can change the coloring for that. So if you pick a different picture for your banner right here, maybe another color might go better with that picture. So you can always make the changes of the color of the banner on top. I like the blue because it's a nice Coldwell Banker blue. So you guys can go through and change your theme selections. You do have more choices when you are pro. Next thing I wanted to show you guys is the Market Insider report, which I think is one of my favorite things about InTouch Pro. Again, if you're on my website, right across the top here, we have some tabs here. Right in the middle, Market Insider. This is a great report, especially for your out-of-town home buyers who are looking to move down here to South Florida and they're just not sure about where they want to look, or maybe they say, you know, we're choosing between Boca Raton and Delray Beach and Coconut Creek, but we want to know the differences in the areas. They can actually compare them right on here. So this Market Insider report, they just have to add their zip code. I'll go ahead and add my zip code in here. I live in Coconut Creek. You could forward this page on to those potential buyers so they can look at what's going on in the market there. First tab that they'll see is the Market Analysis tab. It's going to have some trend graphs on here, some inventory. Oh, by the way, this graph is very interesting. Median list price has gone down below the median sold price. Wow, looks like things are selling above asking in my area. Housing trends, property ownership graphs. You get the median listing price, days on the market, and such that they could look at. So this is the Market Analysis tab. The next thing that they can click on is the Community Info tab. So you can see the income by household, so they can just get a good idea of the demographics in the area. Education level, crime risk, weather risk, and also this is another one I love down here. Additional statistics, you can see the median age, how many people are married, number of homes with children. So if people are looking to move to a family-oriented area or something like that, they can compare different zip codes to see what's going on in those areas. Very cool. There is a page for schools, which is important to a lot of people so they can see the schools in the area. And then right here, they would click to compare the different areas. So they can plug in a couple of, I think 2 to 3 zip codes in there to compare what's going on in those areas. So as you see here too, it says become a market insider. So when someone lands on your page here, they click on Market Insider, they can then register for Market Insider right there. And when they do that, you will get notified. You'll get notified, you know, their name and their email address. So hopefully you guys can follow up with them if they do land on this page. All right, next thing I wanted to show you guys is you can get up to 100 single property websites with this InTouch Pro. And what I mean by that is if you have 10 listings, each listing can have their own website based on that specific address. That is a great tool to help you guys out when you're talking to sellers, and it will help differentiate you against another agent who may not be offering them that. In order to do that, again, I'm back to my InTouch dashboard here. If you go to Listings, and then you click on Market My Listings, it's going to enable you to pull up these listings. Now, just a disclaimer here, I do not have a $7.195 million listing. I'm an admin on this page, so these are not my listings, but it's giving me the ability to show you guys this. If you don't have any listings, nothing will appear here. You can also click on Office Listings, but in this case, if you wanted to create a single property website, you would click on My Listings. And then down here, right next to the listing, it says Create Single Property Website, which is a pro feature. So you would click View right here. Since this is not my listing, it's not going to allow me to view the website. You have to actually have the listing. But when you pull up your listings, right here, Create Single Property Website, and you can view that. And when you do view that, it will show you what the URL is, and you can share it right with your seller or potential buyers right from there. All right, so that's how you create your single property website. It's very simple. Next thing I want to show you guys is the tracking of registered visitors. You can look at what they're searching. You can look at what they're saving. And I actually have a registered visitor that still comes to my site on a daily basis. So I'm going to pull him up so I can show you guys how that works. If you're in your dashboard, and right in the search bar on top, you can just click here to search someone's name. And I'm going to pull up Nick. He's a contact of mine. And when I pull up the contact, right above the top of his name here, there's a couple of tabs. I see the Summary tab, the Listing Alerts tab, and the History tab. So when I click on, this Listing Alerts tab here, it's going to show me a bunch of things. It's going to show me his listing alert. So he actually went in to my website and created this alert. I didn't have to create it for him. Let me just go to my website real quick. If someone goes to sign in, or if they're searching for properties on your website and it forces them to sign in, they then register for your website and they can set up their own search. So he did that here. But now I can go and see any saved listings that he has gone in and saved. I can also go down here and see how many listings he's viewed. So he was recently on my page on just the 21st of this month. So I can see what he was looking at here. You can go back, you can see the whole history if you click on More History. All right, so you can go and see what he's been searching. So if you go in here and you notice that they're looking at the same house once or twice or 3 times, then that probably means that they're pretty interested in that. Or if they've saved it up here. And that would be a great time for you guys to go ahead and reach out to them and say, hey, found this house that I thought you'd like to see. And hopefully you guys can set up a showing at that point. But that's the perk of this listing alert and saved listings, so you can see what they're doing and track their activity, which is pretty cool.
This concludes Part 1 of Getting to Know InTouch Pro. Part 2 can be found in the Sales Pro video library.